Hello, and welcome to True Travel Talk, where we talk the truth about traveling near and far. This is your host here, Kelly Cronin. Welcome back to my podcast. For today's episode, I will be talking candidly about some of the different travel destinations as well as transportation options. I'm here with my guest, frequent world traveler Leanna Hiltwein, to discuss these with you. Now, according to a recent article in Bloomberg News, the outlet listed a bunch of destinations that one should travel to in 2019 with places on almost every continent to check out. For starters, the Balearic Islands in Spain, which include the popular city of Ibiza, is one that they recommend. I would love to go to one of these islands. The beaches look beautiful and the city seems really relaxed and a great environment. Britain is another place I've always wanted to visit, and the countryside is a popular spot for vacationers, despite the not so ideal weather. Bloomberg recommends visiting in the springtime so the weather is warm and the landscape is in full bloom. That is definitely a big draw to this destination. India, Vietnam, and Costa Rica make the list as well, where travelers can go to Asia and Central America. As far as the United States goes, the site recommends Savannah, Georgia, and Houston, Texas. I've always wanted to go to these culturally rich cities in the South, which these both are. Disney World definitely does not count. Now, the idea of traveling can be nerve-wracking for some people, myself included. It can be overwhelming, expensive, and simply annoying. Depending on the destination that you choose, you may not have to travel at all, which is great. However, if you do choose a destination in Europe or Asia where you'll be traveling to multiple countries or cities, transportation can be a factor. As a traveler, you should definitely know your options, whether you're staying countryside in the US or going halfway around the world. You can either fly, drive, or even take the train. During a trip to Boston, Massachusetts, I took an Acela train for about $65 or $70, and I had a great travel experience. If you're willing to spend more or want to get there more quickly or are traveling across the pond, then air travel is definitely the way to go. Now, Leanna, during your time abroad, where did you travel to and how were your experiences with transportation while you were there? I understand that you flew there and utilized public transport as well as trains.
I was lucky enough to travel to Greece and Italy the summer after my senior year of high school. We traveled to Greece by plane and had a layover in Switzerland. While we were there, we traveled mostly by bus. However, we did get to enjoy a boat ride from Greece to Italy, which is a nice change for all of us. On the way back from Italy, we had another layover in Switzerland. But all in all, we had a great experience with all of our means of transportation on our trip.
Now, train travel is common in Europe as travelers can freely travel throughout the countries within the EU. For example, a traveler can travel from Italy to France to Switzerland. So, according to Money.com, travel within a city can be a great and inexpensive way to explore your destination to its fullest without having to travel outside the region. For example, public transport in Rome, Italy can cost as little as $2 American, which is very similar to the expense of, say, an NYC subway ticket. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you to our wonderful guest Leanna for sharing her travel experiences with us, and thank you for listening to this episode of True Travel Talk. I'll see you guys next time.